We're up early this morning. We're in our amazing view in our room, about to head off for the day. And what are we up to today, kids?
Going to the Panama Canal.
Yes, we're really excited for our day out at the Panama Canal. It's a full day out. We're doing every different part of it, and we're just going to head downstairs and get a quick bite to eat before we head on the subway across the city. Woo! Me and Jazzy are just up on the high stools this morning, aren't we? We're doing our reading on the iPad whilst you're eating a croissant and I'm having a coffee before we head out. Harry and Theo are over on the other side. What are you eating, guys?
I've got some shredded beef and eggs, so I'm a happy boy.
And I've had 3 yogurts, I've had a plate of eggs, I've had a croissant, and now I'm in food.
Basically, Theo at breakfast takes down enough food for about 4 people. It's crazy. Myself and Jazz have just stepped outside of the hotel just to quickly pop to a shop up the road, because we're going to kind of try and do a packed lunch today, because we've been told once you've been to part of the museum you have to wait quite a long time to see the boats on the canal, and I think that's going to be right slap bang over lunchtime, and I don't want to deal with moaning kids, so we're just walking up through the skyscrapers at the moment to go and get some rolls and some snacks and some fruit for our lunch, aren't we, Jazz? Yeah. We've got all these buildings right next to us. Just standing outside the hotel, we decided it's much quicker and easier just to get an Uber the whole way to the visitor centre. So we just call one up and they take literally a minute or 2 to pull up. They're always just around the corner. It's really quick and easy to get around the city this way. Right, we're off. He's here. So we've arrived and we've just gone in, and we didn't realise that the museum was shut for reconstruction. It didn't really say on the website, or maybe we didn't see it. So we bought our tickets for the IMAX and for the viewing platform, but that's not starting for 2 hours now. So we're kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. It's absolutely boiling hot, and we need to work out what we can do. We're miles, I think, away from anywhere, so we might need to catch a taxi somewhere and then come back later maybe. So it wasn't really as we were expecting, but then things don't always map out like that today, so we're just going to try and work out what we do next. We're in taxi number 2 on our way to the Mall to bide some time before we come back to the canal, and the taxi driver's just told us that the Mall isn't open yet. So it's 10:15, it doesn't open till 11, and we have to be back here by 12, so it kind of feels like nothing's going our way at the moment. We were in this Mall a couple of days ago, but we completely underestimated how big it was. I think it is, well, it's definitely the biggest Mall in Panama City, but we haven't seen anything that we saw on Sunday, and we're totally lost, and it's just absolutely humongous, no maps anywhere, and the kids just keep finding all these things to play on. I'll show you now. What have you found, Theo?
So we found a big gorilla. A second ago we realised that it isn't coming out of the ground. It isn't nailed into the ground because it nearly fell over.
Oh. Somehow the kids have spent their own money, and without us really realising, they've gone on a ride with their $1. Hey! In the middle of this absolutely humongous Mall, which is actually really quiet today because it's Tuesday morning. So we're ready to go to the the cinema, which we've not done in ages. We're all really excited, and then we get to view the ships passing on the canal afterwards. So we're going to go and learn about it all first. We've just headed out of the IMAX cinema, and it was really, really good actually. Really informative and really fun 3D film all on about the canal, how it was built all those many, many years ago, and how it meant that ships didn't have to go all the way around South America and they could cut through from the Pacific to the Atlantic. We all learnt something. We're going to quiz the kids on it later, and yeah, it was just really, really good. We've now pitched up at the viewing decks. We've got about an hour to wait now. The kids are in a bit of a play area just behind me that they've found, and then there's these huge viewing decks here where we're going to actually witness the boats coming through the canal, which I think is just going to be really, really cool. It's actually a wonder of the world, a new wonder of the world, which is really, really cool. So hopefully the kids can burn off a bit of energy here whilst we wait for the boats to come through. Once it gets to 2 o'clock, I think there's a few hours where the boats will come through. I'm not sure how long each one takes, but around 40 go through a day. They all have to be here the night before to then effectively get pulled through, as it's such a tiny, narrow space. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
For your information, ladies and gentlemen, within 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes from now, we're going to have the first vessel of the afternoon moving into this set of locks. We have a sailboat and a car carrier that they will be doing the operation.
First huge cargo ship is in the distance there, heading towards the canal, and then we're going to see it in action. It's like a really amazing sight to see. Yeah, we're all really excited. So the Panama Canal is actually 50 miles long, but the boats, if they come through the Panama Canal, instead of going around South America, they cut off, what is it, Gary, 150 miles?
No, I think it's 1,500 miles, isn't it?
1,500 miles and 3 weeks in time. And basically in the IMAX cinema, they were explaining in the film that the goods that come through here are transported all over the world. So definitely people in England are getting stuff that's transported through here, which is pretty cool. Here is the first boat to come through, and it's being guided by people manually. They aren't doing a very straight job at the moment. So the first catamaran came through, I don't know, what, like half an hour ago now. They've been sitting there waiting for the big boat to come through, which has been slowly, but it's literally nearly here. It's really, really hot, and we're surrounded by people just watching what's going on. Huge cargo carrier is carrying around 2,000 vehicles. It's gradually moved up through the lock. Then the water drops down when the gates are opened, and then it moves through much lower down until it gets all the way through, and then it's at the right level to head out. There's lots of people waving. We've got no idea how long they've been on the boat, where they've come from, but it's moving through the lock very gradually. 2 locomotives are pulling it along from the front. It's very, very narrow. There's not much space at all. I've never seen anything this big before. It's now finally made its way all the way through. It's been a really gradual process, but really amazing to see.